With the first major tournament of 2023 lock-in in Brazil out of the way, let's take a look at the pick rate of every single agent and see what we can learn from them, both for pro play and for casual players or ranked grinders. We will also cover Gekko's spot in the meta. Our guess might surprise you. Without further ado, let's get started with the D tier. Reyna is at the bottom of our Valorant lock-in tier list. With only one pick, it's the agent with the lowest pick rate. Apart from her flash, her whole kit is based around her getting picks. Reyna's impact has a very low skill floor and a high skill ceiling. We recommend you to play her only if you 100% trust your mechanical skill to be better than everyone else in the lobby, like a Smurf for example. If not, you'll find yourself struggling to get value. In pro play, the difference between the best aimer and the worst is not high enough to make Reyna work. Yoru comes second to last with a 1% pick rate. The Japanese samurai doesn't get as much attention from pro players, and the only team we really saw take advantage of his kit, Paper Rex, has been eliminated after the first match. Yoru has a very high skill ceiling but needs a great mastery to fully take advantage of his abilities. Phoenix is the third duelist with a very low pick rate, only 2%. The fact that he's one of the rare duelists without movement abilities makes it difficult to enter a site sometimes. Thankfully, his ultimates only cost 6 ult points and will help you drastically on attack. We still think that these three duelists are not as impactful as a Jet or a Reyes could be, but keep in mind that you can get a lot of value if played well in your ranked games. Chamber is the last agent in the D tier alongside Phoenix with a 2% pick rate. His recent nerf really hit hard. We think that he has potential on defense, but he is way too limited on the attacking side. A larger range on his alarm bot would help Chamber give more freedom when lurking or rushing a site. Neon is our first agent on the C tier with a 7% pick rate. She joins the list of duelists struggling to find a place in pro play. Neon is great at breaking the conventional timings and at entering a bomb site thanks to her running ability, but all her kit is like a double-edged sword. Her relay bolts are sometimes reacting weirdly and bounce back to stun your allies, which is not ideal when rushing a site. Her higher gear ability allows her to quickly enter the site, but she's sometimes hard to follow and trade. She can be a great agent in ranked, but she doesn't really work on the highest level of the game. Brimstone and Harbor are next in the C tier. Surprisingly, Harbor had a higher pick rate compared to Brimstone in Brazil. The removal of Bind was surely bad news for Brimstone mains. Fracture has been the only map where he was played, compared to Harbor who saw some play on different maps by different teams. In ranked, we feel like Brimstone is more reliable and straightforward to play, but a Harbor can be very fun too. Cypher and Sage are our first agents in the B tier. Both Sentinels are under the 20% mark. Sage and Cypher both have a strong map with Split, and Sage also thrives on Icebox. Other than that, they weren't very popular on the other Valorant maps. It's quite different in ranked, as Sage is still one of the best agents to play, easy and super effective. On the other hand, Cypher is more complicated, but his skill ceiling has gotten higher after his last buff. Both agents are viable in ranked, but Killjoy is a better pick right now. Fade and Skye are the two initiators in the B tier. After her nerf, Fade's pick rate in pro play fell down pretty low. Sova is just a better initiator right now, especially given that Chamber is not meta anymore. Fade was one of the best agents to counter him. Skye was played a ton by Loud, who finished the tournament in second place. Her pick rate on Split is high, and she sees a bit of play on Haven, Lotus, and Pearl too. She offers the best heal in the game right now with some decent flashes. Her Trailblazer has gotten better in comparison to Fade's Prowlers and Sova's Drone. In ranked, these two agents are great, but just like Cypher and Sage, there are better options. We'll cover them in a moment. Reyes is the last agent in the B tier with almost 30% pick rate. She's the second best duelist right now. The last nerf her Boombot just received might lower her pick rate, but we'll keep an eye on that. For your average ranked games, she's a very good agent to master. She's easy to learn and has the potential to deal a lot of damage, and she's super fun too. Let's now dive into the A tier, where we'll find 4 agents. Astra used to dominate everything 2 years ago, but her huge nerf almost killed her. It's nice to see her strive again in pro play with an almost around 32% pick rate, not too far away from Omen's 38. The controller meta is in a decent state right now, and pro players have different options to play with. In ranked, we would recommend you to play Omen over Astra. It's just way more effective and easy to play. With Astra, you really need some decent coordination with your teammates, and you know it, it's not always the case. At Esports Driven, we think that Gecko will find a comfortable place in the A tier. His unique abilities will offer teams a lot of outplay potentials and open up the way to new strats to try out. In Ranked, we feel like he's a great agent. With some experience and some time spent in custom games, you'll be able to find consistent value. We plan on creating Gecko guides on every map soon, so make sure to subscribe to not miss out. Sova and Breach both occupy the top of the A tier. Breach is a devastating agent to play against, and the best pro teams really push his potential to the maximum. He's super meta on Haven and Fracture and sees some decent play on the 5 other maps. He might not be the best agent to play in Ranked for similar reasons as Astra, but if you know what you're doing and you know how to master him, it'll work for sure. Sova is the best recon agent in the game right now. After Fade and Chambers nerfs, he really got his place back in the meta. Effective in all situations on every map and in every rank. Being a great Sova main will carry you through the ranks. Finally, let's talk about the 4 best agents that define Valorant's meta today. KO comes fourth in our S tier with over a 40% pick rate in the lock-in tournament in Brazil. He's the most played initiator, and for a reason. His unique suppress ability is key to dictate the tempo of a round, both on attack and defense. He also has the best pop flashes right now, easy to use and very versatile. In Ranked, KO is a top pick too. You'll be able to get a ton of value on every map in every situation. Viper is a great controller sentinel hybrid on every single map. She's extremely viable on attack and on defense thanks to her lurking and stalling potential. The mind games you can pull off with her kit is insane. You just can't go wrong with her. In Ranked, she will fit both new and very experienced players. You'll be able to win so many rounds just by learning some lineups and some wall setups. Jett is back as the best agent to snipe with. Her dash is harder to use but is still mandatory to make a site execute work and to take a pick and get out safely. If you're looking for a duelist to flex your cracked aim, look no further, Jett is what you need. But with a 60% pick rate, she's not the most OP agent right now. With an over 70% pick rate, Killjoy takes the top of the S tier and by quite a margin. Since the buff her lockdown ultimate received, she's just unstoppable. Retaking and attacking has never been this easy. Her lurking and stalling potential has skyrocketed this tournament. She took the crown chamber left behind. We should expect some changes or nerfs coming soon. If not, we might see her pick rate rise even higher. We all have questions about Valorant. Whether you're new or experienced, you'll learn something. Click on the video on the screen right now. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you in the next one.